Hello, I am Martha Hennessy. I'm the state senator from District 5. I had hoped to be there today, and I'm sorry that I couldn't, but I am bringing my voice and face to you via the magic of technology. I wanted to be there to wish Granny Dee a happy birthday and also to talk about what she did 20 years ago to bring our attention to the problems that we have with dark money and corporate money in politics. I'm sure you all have just heard from Granny Dee herself, so you've heard it from the best possible source. Unfortunately, things have gotten worse with Citizens United and all the forces of money that are being used to sway people into political positions. What I want to do is to tell you a little bit about what we're doing at the state level, because of course this is a serious problem at the federal government level, but it's also at work at the state level as well. We have a bill that as of today still doesn't have a number, but it was LSR 19882, and it's a bill that we are calling voter-owned elections. It is actually the latest in a 20-year series of efforts to enact public financing in New Hampshire. It's relatively modest in scope at this point. It's entirely voluntary for politicians to take part. At this point, we're suggesting that we begin the program with candidates for governor and executive council. And we have tried to be as bipartisan as possible in designing this bill. The work of 3 Democrats and 3 Republicans began last July. And we had prepared a great many Democratic and Republican co-sponsors, and unfortunately they were, due to the fast pace and somewhat of a crisis in the Office of Legislative Services at the very end, before the deadline, they did not get on the bill, which was very disappointing. But we're going to make a point to let everybody know that we had actually at least 5 Democrats and 4 Republicans who were going to sign on. I'll tell you just a little bit briefly about the components of this voter-owned elections bill. It will be a commission that will be established to look at the funding and administration of elections. Participating candidates must qualify in order to be part of it, which depends on from the sources of their funding. We call it voter dollars. There will be 4 $25 certificates that will be given to every registered voter. And these are essentially dollars that can be spent on candidates who have agreed to take part in the voter-owned elections system. You will hear more about this from, I imagine, Rick Borden and or Olivia Zink, who've been working tirelessly on this. But there will be then grants for primary winners and no limit on the number of small private donations. In order to qualify, candidates must raise $2,500 if you're running for governor and $500 if you're running for executive council. There are contribution size limits, $250 per donation for the governor's race and $125 for the executive councilor's race. And the candidates will be required to disavow independent expenditures on the candidate's behalf. It has the potential to be truly transformative. And the way it will do this is by incentivizing candidates to seek contributions from everyday people. Something we do somewhat now by pounding the pavement. The incentives for everyday citizens to become more involved in the political process is really a win-win situation throughout the election process. We will have more details in a question and answer, which I'm sorry I will not be able to take part in, but you have very good representatives. And I want you to know that while we are here wishing Granny Dee a happy birthday and thanking her for the great work that she has done to bring our attention to these problems, we all feel very sure that she would be pleased by this bill. And I hope that you will give it very serious consideration. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoyed your lunch.